YouTubers, Mike Martin's here, Mike Martin's channel. I got a really good article that was just sent to me. How Canada's big banks pumped up the housing bubble. This is a really good one. It's from March 10. It's an earlier one, but it really goes into depth explaining. And this part here I wanted to read to you guys. This specific part right here. The banks earn big profits off soaring house prices, knowing that taxpayers will clean up the mess if the bubble pops. Knowing that taxpayers will clean up the mess if the bubble pops. That has to change. It doesn't work like that. The average Joe that goes out to invest and puts some money into something is taking the risk, right? Why are banks covered? You get what I'm saying? Why are banks have this cushion with using taxpayers' money? They already charge so much in bank fees and all these other hidden fees and interests, and they're not paying out on people's accounts interest rates. I think the interest rate's at 0.03%. So you need $1 billion or $1 trillion to make any return off your money. I don't know. So let's look at this, people. Royal Bank of Canada Chief Executive David McKay flattered some Bay Street reporters with rare interviews the other day, having just conducted another clinic in money-making by guiding his 148-year-old institution to a record of quarterly profit of $3 billion. What better time for a banker to subject herself or himself to scrutiny than amidst a flurry of zeros? Judging by the headlines, the scribes were either underwhelmed or uninterested by what McKay had to say about the banking. He made news by talking about Toronto's real estate. Not so long ago, Royal Chief Executive was fairly sanguine about Canada's big city housing bubble. We feel good about housing, McKay said in 2015, even as the institutions such as the International Monetary Fund and the Bank of Canada warned of trouble. He now sounds uneasy. He flagged for a Financial Post a somewhat dangerous mix of catalysts that are pushing prices higher, including the rich international buyers that Vancouver chased away last year with the 15% tax to deflate the housing bubble. You're seeing a 20% house price growth in a market where you shouldn't be seeing that much, McKay said of a hometown. That's concerning. That's not sustainable. Therefore, I do believe we are now at a point where we need to consider similar types of measures that we saw in Vancouver. This is an extremely super duper long article, guys. I want you guys to take the time maybe to look at it, read it. It's everything I've been talking about from the beginning. Once the foreign tax was put on, I forecasted and I said in my program Trends in the Housing Market that the tsunami is going to head east, if people remember that, and they're going to go down to Seattle. A month later, Seattle's already printing real estate manuals or real estate magazines in foreign languages to help foreign investors. But this is what's happening. Futures are being bought out. Children's futures are being bought out. Grandkids' futures are being bought out. Unless people start getting phenomenal increases in pay, no one will be able to afford to live in I left the major city myself. I had to leave the major city myself. I wasn't making headway. I really wanted to own a house, lay roots, and start have a good family bond, be part of a community. And it was really hard in the city of Vancouver. What did I do? I moved out to Merritt, and I've been living the dream. You should watch my series, Living the Dream. It's something something's gotta give. Something's gotta collapse. Something's gonna have to happen. Something's gotta pop. Australia is seeing the same problems, and it's worse than what's happening in Canada. And New Zealand's even worse. Now with the Southern Hemisphere going into winter right now and having cooler weather, they're in trouble because a lot of people in New Zealand, New Zealand proper, are living in garages and tents. And living in tents on fields and stuff, and it's not good. And these are people that work full time. These are some people that work 2 jobs, and all they're doing is just paying rent just to get ahead. So this is not fair what the bank is doing. This is what happened in 2006 and 2007, 2008 with Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae, when the federal government had to bail out what happened with the United States and the housing market when the bubble popped. If the United States went ahead and let the bubble pop and let everything crash, today in 2017, The U.S. would have new laws put in place. The government would have changed. A lot of things would have changed over. And the U.S. today would have been probably in a better structure and a better economic stance right now if they let everything crash back in 2007 and 2008. Today would have been so different for the United States if they went ahead with that. What do you guys know? I'm going to leave a link below. This goes to get very in depth. It gets into a lot of he said, she said, and they can't say they weren't warned. They can't say. Because what's happening in Vancouver and other cities don't see it. And then all of a sudden, either a lot of these people were on Mars the whole time this happened, or on another planet, or they were just born and not know what's going on. I don't know, guys. I just, it takes a guy like me that has no education to see what's happening, follow the patterns and follow the trends, to go out and make these videos and tell you guys what's going on. And then you got these people that are in power, elected officials, people that are put into very, important positions that affect a lot of people's lives, and they have no clue what's going on around them, or they're just pretending not to know. Comment below, let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching.